welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the relationship between Cancer and Leo. So these two are they've been conceptualized as the couple of royalty. You have Leo, which is considered the king in the zodiac, they're represented by the sun. And then you have Cancer, which is considered the queen of the zodiac, which is represented by the moon. So this is when the sun and the moon get together. From a lot of astrologist standpoint, this is where the sun would shine on the moon, and it turns into a pretty good reciprocal relationship. From doing more in-depth studying on it and just looking at the different energies that they both perpetuate, that's not exactly true, but we're going to get into that today. So we're going to start off with the intimacy component of it. When you get Cancer and Leo together in an intimate sort of setting, this could be rather interesting. I'd give them about 70%. It can work. But they do have their fair share of difficulties that they must overcome in order for it to work copacetically. So this Leo was represented by the sun, and Leo is very much very flamboyant. They govern the fifth house, which is all about fun, gambling, being seen, fame. And then you have Cancer, which is represented by the fourth house, which is all about our lineage. It's all about family and roots and carrying over traditionalism. So a lot of the times when a Leo meets a Cancer, they're going to be outside of the Cancer person's tradition, their cultural norm, and that usually attracts the Cancer to them and makes them view them as somebody that's fresh, somebody new, somebody spontaneous, that's going to bring them outside their comfort zone. And for things like sexuality, that can be very, very attractive. The Cancer person, though, they may have a fair share of problems in keeping up with the Leo. At first, in the dating stage, it could be very, very good, just because the Cancer is going to view the Leo as somebody who they can take them out, give them a good time, do things that are abnormal to them. Like I said, the spontaneity is very attractive. However, when they get into a deeper relationship, the Cancer person likes to follow routines a lot. They like to go to work, come home, have that bottle of wine, relax, maybe watch some Netflix. Whereas the Leo person is going to say, well, let's go out. Friday, let's go to a club. Let's go here. Let's go downtown, wherever. And that's where problems do arise, because the Cancer person a lot of times views relationships from the perspective of we need to now settle down and just relax and be together, and that's good enough. And the Leo person may view it like, yeah, we can do that some days, but we also need to spice things up in other days. So the Leo person actually does what I was recommending Cancers do with each other in the prior video. The Leo person does bring that fiery element to them. That passiveness that the Cancer has is actually exhilarated by the Leo person. They're able to actually bring out a more fun side of them. So from a sexual standpoint, very, very good relationship. They work very well. When it comes to trust, this is where different things do arise. Leos are very, very much like the alphas among zodiacs, Leos and Scorpios, Aries. They tend to be very, very strong, and they have a very strong presence. They want to be noticed. They dress in that way. If they have a car, they want their car to be noticed. If, when they're dressing, they want to be noticed, whether they're a man or a woman. So the Cancer person a lot of times does not want to be noticed. They want to be the subtle person. They want to just be silent in the back. And that can cause a little bit of polarity there, in the sense of the Cancer person might feel that the Leo is trying to get attention from other suitable mates, and then that could lead to different issues in itself. When it comes to communication between these two, that also can sometimes bring about different sorts of problems, just due to the fact that the Leo doesn't always like to communicate, like to more so just take action and get things done. And then the Cancer person likes to discuss their emotions more in depthly, especially if they let you into that sort of safe zone where they think that they should be able to do that with you. This is just where different problems do arise. You just need to be very, very careful with how you guys communicate, and understand that there are different perspectives. You guys are both very loving, but the way in which that you guys go about love can be kind of like, I guess I would say, polar opposite. They're very, very different in that sense. So my suggestion before I move on to business would just simply be to understand your partner, compromise with certain things. Being, if you're a Cancer, you're gonna have to compromise and actually go with the Leo. You have to make sure that you are having fun and letting loose, and not being too tight in on your traditionalism either. Your lineage is important, and being having that conservative mindset's great, but if it can hinder you to finding a very suitable mate in the future, because a Leo person is somebody who's very suitable for anybody because they bring such a strong presence. And in the other context, the Leo person, understand that the Cancer is going to want to spend time at home. They're going to want to have that alone, intimate time with you. I know you guys do like that, but for Leos, it's more so about sex and excitement and that passion, very similar to Aries, and they're fixated on that. They have a very strong sexual presence. Cancer has a strong sexual presence when a connection is developed, and it's more so about the emotions that are behind it. So just be very wary of that if you're a Leo. Moving on though, we have the business part of it. For business, it can work quite well. I give these guys like 80%, which is a lot different than what a lot of astrologists would say. But I'm going to give you guys the reason why. Because Cancer, especially the first decan ones, as I said in the prior video, very, very great with money. They're very good at budgeting and understanding, and they can be quite aggressive when it comes to getting things done in the financial realm. Leos, all three deacons, are very passionate about getting money and getting ahead because Leos are all about having fun and having an exciting life, and they know that money is the bridge to do those things. So if you have a Cancer person that's going to be able to help the Leo budget, help them with the administrative tasks, and making sure that they actually do direct their fire energy in the right place, this makes a very great business relationship, and the Leo person can actually give the Cancer that extra courage, that extra oomph, that extra pizzazz to really get things done. So the Leo person will make a Cancer's business more attractive and more noticeable, and the Cancer person can focus on those smaller details that the Leo person may overlook because they have such a strong vision. Last but not least, we have the friendship. This is the weakest component, actually, guys. Surprisingly for me, due to my studies, I would say it's about 60%. Just due to the fact that if Leo and Cancer are so polar opposite, if they're not in some sort of relationship where their opposition have just caused an attraction, or they've gotten into some sort of business meeting, they have some sort of common interest, common purpose, common goal. As a friendship, acquaintanceship, I don't really see a lot going on there. When you guys first meet, you guys might not even like each other, let alone maintain a friendship. So it's just very important to make sure that if you're in a friendship with this type of person, a Leo, make sure that you're sensitive towards the Cancer's feelings. Make sure you're not overlooking certain things because Leos are not they're sensitive underneath, but they're only sensitive towards certain people. And when it comes to a friendship, Leos aren't that sensitive at all. They can compartmentalize and really not view the friendship as that important. If a Leo loses a friend, they can just move on and say, screw them. Cancer, not so much. So just be very, very wary if you're a Leo of the Cancer's sort of sensitivity towards how they view the friendship. And if you're a Cancer, make sure that you're viewing the Leo for who they are. Make sure you're not being used in a transactional relationship, and make sure that both parties are actually getting what they require, making sure you're satisfied, whatever that may be, whether you guys play sports or somebody that you sit down at the bar and talk to, somebody that maybe you help each other do your hair, whatever it may be. But just make sure that you guys do have a mutual respect and mutual understanding on why your friendship is taking place. And I know that can be an awkward conversation of why are we friends, but it should just come about pretty obvious from what you guys do together, what's the activities. All right. So that should conclude the video, guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, just please leave it in the comments for me. If you guys need any sort of readings whatsoever, I do have a tab on my Instagram, Shemsuniverse 8.0, where you can book a reading with me. All the prices are there on my Instagram page, so take a look and see what suits you best. But aside from that, guys, that would end this video. Please like, subscribe. Holla me. That's it for today, guys. Peace.